The Siop model for CTE teachers. My name is Paige Squires. I teach at Eastway Middle School in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Siop model. The Sheltered Instruction Observation Protocol, Siop, was developed to make content more comprehensible to English language learners. This model has been proven to work and when implemented consistently helps all students achieve academic success. All Siop lessons should incorporate listening, writing, speaking, and reading. This is the key component. There are 8 components to the Siop model: preparation, building background, comprehensible input, strategies, interaction, practice, lesson delivery, and assessment. The first component is preparation. Planning must produce lessons that enable students to make connections between their knowledge and experiences and the new information being taught. Well-planned lessons include content area objectives as well as language objectives. Use as many materials as needed to make content comprehensible. Pictures, videos. Let students create their own classroom materials. Use hands-on activities. Use poetry, music to reinforce key points about content concepts. Preparation. Clues to help students focus on important information that they need to learn, like in large type text. Focus on only 3 to 4 bolded vocabulary words. Encourage use of highlighters to mark words they don't recognize. Allow the use of drawings to reflect vocabulary and conceptual understanding. Content objectives describe what the students will learn during the lesson. Language objectives describe how the students will learn the content of the lesson. Both should be written on the board and stated orally. CTE examples might be, for a content objective, students will be able to identify the 6 design principles to create publications. The language objectives might be, students will write notes while viewing the design principles PowerPoint. This uses writing, reading, and listening. In pairs, the students will explain their reasoning behind the choices made on the design principles in action activity. This uses speaking amongst the students. Building background. Link concepts to students' background experiences. Bridge past learning to new concept. Emphasize key vocabulary. Ideas might be personal dictionaries, student created, content word walls, interactive and student created, concept mapping, brainstorming, KWL chart, snowballs, vocabulary games. Comprehensible input. Comprehensible input. Use speech appropriate for students' proficiency level. At a slower rate, enunciate your words and simple sentence structures for beginners. Explain academic tasks clearly. Use a variety of techniques to make content concepts clear. Modeling, visuals, hands-on, strategies. Strategies include techniques, methods, and mental processes that enhance comprehension for learning and retaining information. Teachers could consistently use scaffolding through a lesson and decrease support as students acquire experiences. The goal is for students to become more independent and self-monitoring their own learning strategies. Ideas might be Cornell notes, Freyer model, group assessment, study guide, T-chart, think aloud. Interaction. Interaction. Learning is certainly more effective when students have an opportunity to participate fully, actively discussing ideas and information. Try flashcards, projects, role-playing, interviewing each other, think, pair, share, jigsaw. Interaction is a key component. Interaction offers frequent opportunities for interaction. Jigsaw and Think, Pair, Share are very powerful for the language learner. Use a variety of grouping configuration. Use wait time. Use native language support when necessary. Practice. Provide practice opportunities for students to apply content and language objectives. Use hands-on activities and manipulatives. Integrate reading, writing, speaking, and listening at all times in every lesson. Lesson delivery. Lesson delivery. Make sure in every lesson the content objectives are covered and the language objectives are covered. And make sure that you pace the information appropriately. And the most important part of lesson delivery, student engagement, active participation 90% of the time. Review assessment. Throughout the lesson, and especially at the end, it is important to determine how well students have understood and have retained key vocabulary and content concepts. It is important for teachers to incorporate review and assessment into the daily lessons to assess student learning and effective teaching. It doesn't have to be a written quiz or test. Try out Find Someone Who, response boards, exit tickets, hand gestures. The Siop model. The Siop model works and can work for you and your students. This is just a brief introduction to this model. Many of these strategies you are probably already using. The Siop model makes you put all of them together to keep your students actively engaged 90% of the time. Also, remembering to add reading, writing, speaking, and listening into each of your lessons. Thank you for watching.